Well, hello there folks, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you again and a very warm welcome as usual back to What's for Tea, and I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. So as you can see, I've made some Scottish snowballs. I thought these would be perfect to kick off my festive food lineup this year, and I just can't believe that I haven't made these for the channel before because they are so easy to make. And you know, I just these are just so Scottish, you know, I can't think of anywhere else that you can get these. So these are Scottish snowballs. So it's basically a spherical cake, and then it's cut through the middle and there's raspberry jam in the middle, and you roll it in a nice sort of sugary glaze and then roll the whole thing in desiccated coconut, and they are just lovely. And like I said, so simple to make. All of the ingredients will be in the description box underneath the video, along with the weights and quantities and different things, but I'll also put them in the screen as we go. So let me go and show you what I used and how I put these together. So this is everything that I used here, but all of these ingredients will be in the show more box underneath the video. So I've just got some butter, some jam, an egg, some milk, some flour, some desiccated coconut, some icing sugar, and that's it. I'm going to be using caster sugar, but if you don't have caster sugar, you can obviously just use ordinary white sugar. It really doesn't matter, and this is just another few things that I've used here. So this is everything, not many ingredients at all. So we're going to start off by creaming together the butter and the sugar, and also a wee pinch of salt, or half teaspoon of salt in there as well. Now I'm going to use an electric mixer, but you can do this by hand. It'll only take you a few minutes, and you just want to make sure everything is nicely combined, just like this. And I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of milk to this. Now the amount will vary, you know, on your own mixture. You'll know yourself, you know, if it's looking too dry, you can add in a wee bit more. And then throw in an egg and then your flour. Now I would recommend popping this in stages, because if you put it all in straight away, it's just going to fly everywhere. So put this in a couple of different stages and just make sure it's well mixed together. It won't take you long at all, but like I said, at the end of your mixing, if you find your mixture is looking a bit dry, you know, it should be quite tacky and sticky like this, but if it's looking too dry, just pop in another tablespoon of milk and give it another mix. So once you're happy, you can pop your mixture onto your surface. Make sure your surface is well floured. Give it a wee roll around and a wee bat around, just to make sure it's nicely, you know, it's just a nice shape for easy to pull your bits off of, and you know, it's a wee bit drier and not sticking to your hands, because we are going to weigh this, or I'm going to weigh this. So pop that to the side, and then you want to grab yourself a baking tray with some greaseproof paper on the top, and then obviously your scale. So I'm going to measure my mixture, and I'm going to weigh exactly how much I've got, and then this will depend on how many snowballs you want to make. I wanted to make 6 snowballs, so I need 12 halves. So I need 12 balls, and they all need to be the same weight. So I'm going to weigh mine out, and they were 33 grams, or round about that each. So just roll your mixture into wee balls, pop them onto your baking tray, and just make sure there's a nice gap in between them, because they will spread out. And look at that mess. They will spread out in the oven. They don't take long to cook because they are quite small. So give them about 8 to 12 minutes, and you know, they won't have much colour on them. They don't tend to go too brown. You know, you don't want them really dark either. So you just want to kind of marry your 2 halves up, and that will give you your snowball. But just pop them onto a wire tray just now, just to make sure they're cool before you start dipping them in your icing. You do want these, you know, completely cold. And once they're completely cold, you can turn your attention to your jam. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong. They overfill these. The jam isn't meant to be a filling. It's just a glue to hold your 2 halves together. You know, that there is you're tempted just to put as much jam in here as you can, but please don't, because it'll be a nightmare. They will not set properly. They'll be sliding around, and the jam will be dripping into your icing. So just put enough on just to hold the 2 sides together, and give them a wee push down just to sort of seal them, but make sure you're gentle, because they are quite fragile. They're just wee sponge cakes at the end of the day. So yeah, don't overfill them. Just give them enough of a coating. As you can see there, when you pick them up, they don't separate even at this stage. We're going to pop these into the fridge for half an hour to completely set, but even now you can see that they are, you know, holding together well. while you're waiting on those setting in the fridge, you can do your icing. So into your bowl, pop 200 grams of your icing sugar. This is also known as obviously confectioner sugar or powdered sugar. And you just want to put enough milk in here to give you a nice runny glaze. You don't want this thick at all. It's just a glaze to hold on your coconut. So grab your snowballs, roll them around in your icing. Roll them around with one hand and dredge with coconut with your other hand. So keep one hand dry for this part and your other wet hand you can use for dipping your snowballs. Really easy. Just give them a wee roll around and then pop them onto the tray that you were using earlier, because we're going to put these back into the fridge just to set your icing. Really simple. And again, the amount of coconut you put on these is completely up to yourself. You could even double dip them if you like. I don't like too much coconut on these, so this was ideal for me. So just pop them into the fridge just until your icing sets, and then you can just leave them at room temperature. You know, they don't have to be refrigerated once they're set. So once they're set and the icing is no longer sticking to your fingers, you can get them out and just, I like to slice them in half, but I've sliced this one in half just to let you see and just let them get to room temperature, and you can store them that way. They don't have to be stored away in the fridge or anything like that, but mind you, they don't tend to last very long, so you should be absolutely fine with those. So do let me know if you're planning and giving those a go. And once again, a massive thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page and to the channel members here on YouTube as well. So thanks ever so much for your support, guys, and thank you all for watching and leaving your lovely comments, and for those who share the videos as well. It's all very much appreciated, and I'll catch up with you during the week for another wee festive recipe, and I think next time it's going to be a Black Forest trifle. If it's not the next one, it is coming up, and I'm so looking forward to doing that. And if you're not following me over on Instagram yet, I'm What's for Tea 3 over there, and obviously you'll find pictures and videos and things that don't make it over here to YouTube, so it'd be lovely to see you over there. So until I see you next time, guys, mind to take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you off soon back here on What's for Tea. So take care. Bye for now. Bye now.